Hey guys, Jerry here, and welcome back to GregTech, where we are at the quarry site. You know, just having a look at how things are progressing, and yeah, as you can see around me here, I've made a couple of optimizations. First of all, I put a roof on the damn thing just to make sure that no mobs get in. I also put in a door, so I don't want my quarry blown up. That would be horrible. So I decided to protect it a bit better with a wall. And since I'm digging up quite a lot of cobblestone, I figured that was the easiest material to use. So there's that. I've also installed a nether portal for easier access, so I don't have to sail all the way all the time, because it is actually quite far. As you can see, my home waypoint there is 1.5 kilometers away, which is also pretty much the distance that a nether portal can actually, function without having to manually replace in the nether again. So that's perfect. As you can see, the quarry appears to have dug down quite deep. I just saw some gold popping in, so it has reached below 32 at least. And as you can see in the chest here, I've been sorting out a bit of the cobblestone, but yeah, some nice stuff is starting to come in. We have a bit of uranium, we have some gold ore, bit of iron and such separated in the various chests. Just trying to sort it here, so it'll be a bit easier to have a look at. More uranium in there, a couple of shards, some bees, and various other stuff. Not too much interesting in there. Let's see, 2 uranium in here, so that's a lot more interesting. And a bit of gold and some radium in here as well. So, I believe so far, with all these batteries that I'm using here, I believe that so far I've managed to stuff about maybe 10 million energy units into it. So, it is sucking up quite a bit of power. But I'm hoping that in the end the results will be worth it. We'll see. So, yeah. Apparently that spider finally managed to find his way down. Well, into the quarry you go. So I'm gonna go back through the nether here, because there is one thing that I've realized that I really want to do in my base. I've made a lot of extra batteries in order to, make this process a lot easier. I also have this nice little path here going between the 2 portals, which also, conveniently enough, gives easy access to the nether fortress here. So, yeah. It's been long overdue for me to actually do something in the nether here, and I think that's going to be one of the soon-to-be projects as well. Set up a pump. I'm thinking an industrial craft pump this time, just to change things up a bit. Add a lava lake and then start basically making power with some geothermal. One of the thermal power generators we have. Maybe grab the ones in the basement. I'm not using them that much. Or just make a couple new ones, and then have an actual base here, where first of all the inside is safe from mobs, and second of all we have some power and such for doing stuff in the nether, and maybe at the very least recharging tools and armor eventually. So I have my original nether portal down here. I've shined up the room a bit. I can't remember if I've shown this before, but yeah, it does look a bit better now. Again, very simple materials, just some slabs on the floor to prevent spawning down here, and then generally just giving a bit of air and light. The path back up to a base from down here is of course the same as always. Not much going on here. Although I have been mining a bit with the laser just to, use it since I have it now. Back up here, again, not much has changed. I've been focusing on getting the core up and running. We have various crops in here that some are doing well, some are not really crossbreeding the way I want them to, and I'll need to, spend some time in there. But I think we've had enough of that on the series for a while, so I'm gonna do that off camera. The bees, let's see, I've been trying to breed these mundane larches with the spruce leaves here, and that should give me another tree in the pine family, but I need to make a new grafter in order to actually figure out if any of the crossbreeding has worked. So that's that. But the one thing I want to do here is that I have this large charger here that I've been using to fill up my tools in. And it's very convenient and such. I'm using it to power the centrifuge here, which could easily be replaced with just a simple cable. But, which is actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this apart, replace it with a simple cable, and then upgrade this one. What's happening to my voice? Hold on. Alright, maybe a bit better there. So I'm gonna take this apart, and then I'm gonna put at least one transformer upgrade on it so I can actually charge the big batteries in it. That's one thing that's been annoying me, that I can't actually charge big batteries in it, only the small ones. So let us get a transformer upgrade. So I already have it searched here, so you can see transformer upgrade here. I need an MV transformer circuit, and the MV transformer, of course, is the bugged recipe. It's actually a normal casing with 2 copper cables, one on top and one on the bottom. So I'll need some iron plates. Now, this is a continuing problem for me, getting iron plates. I do have some in here, luckily. But yeah, basically my iron supplies have just been running so low because I'm really bad at just getting the stuff I have refined. So I'll need to focus on that for a while. Get all that iron ore and so just refine it. I might even set up a bit of basic automation to help the process. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Have some simple empty out and putting back in on the old industrial grinder. So there we go, that's this thing. Now we need to clear this up. Put that in there, transformer upgrade, gold cables. Then we need some glass. Get rid of this flint. Do I have glass in here? Yes, I do. Some glass. Like that. And finally a circuit, and there we are, transformer upgrade. So if I put this thing down somewhere where we have, or actually I shouldn't put it down until we have the transformer upgrade in it. So just put it down, wait for it to actually load up, and we upgrade it. And you can see it looks a lot fancier now. So this is one transformer upgrade on it. So if we pick it up again, there we are. You can see it'll still say max EU in and out 32, but that's actually wrong. It'll take 128 because it has the one upgrade. So if we put this thing, well, where do we actually need some power? I think without problem we could also actually upgrade it once more. So why don't we just do that? That way we can take it up to 512, and we can actually use it to use it as a double means, because we can use it to get the blast furnace its own power line as well. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's see, we need to make one of these again, and then there. So put it down, put yet another upgrade on it, and that looks fancy. That looks very fancy. There we are. So now it has 2 transformer upgrades, meaning that it should be able to go up to 512. So if we put it underneath the blast furnace here, maybe we can, I don't know, let's have a look underneath to see how it looks. I'm thinking that if we take the wrench here and wrench... Oh, we can't wrench cables. I keep forgetting that. Why do I think I can wrench cables? It's I've been playing the Yogscast Complete pack in a spare time, just because it's a good way to test out a lot of mods in a very short amount of time. So if we put this thing here, and then put a cable there and there, this should act as a buffer for the blast furnace if we do have some batteries in it, and we can also charge pretty much everything in here. And I believe it should be accessible from the top as well. Now it should be able to also pass current through it, just when it's sitting there. So I reckon it's probably a good idea to test that. Do I have any tungsten ready melted, or... That's lead. Nope, no tungsten. Alright, let's scrap it. Yeah, that does seem to be working. Again, the tungsten is the recipe that uses low voltage, or not low voltage, medium voltage, I guess. But it's also the recipe that takes ages, absolute ages. So that's going to be a while before anything's happening there. But then we can toss in a couple of batteries in here, like some of the big lithium batteries. I can actually just quickly show you how to make those. I made a bunch of battery alloy with the rest of the antimony I had. You craft them like this, then you take them over to the... we need some lithium dust. Then we take them to the canning machine, and we just stuff that in here, right? Yeah, automatic canning machine. Oh, it's 8. That's why. Normally I just toss in the entire stack, but I want it to be accurate here. And apparently that's completely wrong. There we go. Just needed a quick refresh, and it works. So once we have this thing, we can toss it in the charger here, and it'll act as an extra power buffer for the blast furnace whenever we're making tungsten steel in there. Now the tungsten steel recipe, let me just quickly see here. So recipe, and then find the vacuum freezer there, 250,000. So if we just have a single lithium battery in there, it'll be enough buffer to make one recipe of this. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. Again, I'm a bit uncertain with the whole transformer upgrade because it appears that it's missing a step. Because the labotronic stuff there, like it looks as though it's labotronic stuff, and that's technically, I guess, the same as this. Because this one's also made with the blue labotronic crystals, so that would be like tier 4 with the 2048. But it appears to be working just fine. I don't know if it's because this thing is not pulling more power than it needs to. Could be. Or it could just be that the graphics are a bit off, I don't know. I'm not counting on any sort of fix for this at all, because, well, the good Greg is working on GregTech 5, which is for Minecraft 1.7.2, and I'm still stuck on 1.6.4. Alright, so I talked a bit about some basic automation on this thing here. Now, one thing I do want to know is whether you can actually just pump in water instead of having cells in here, because then it would be worth it to do that. Basically, emptying cells and filling them up again is a bit of a hassle, and while we can replicate the system in here, this is a bit cumbersome, quite frankly. So it would be nice if we could just pump water in directly. So I need to make an InventoryTweaks pump. Now I want to make the InventoryTweaks pump, and anything, if nothing else, then just because we can test it before we use it in the Nether or anywhere else. So let's see, power pump. There's the advanced pump from GregTech, which is used for emptying oceans. There's the pump module. Actually, hold on. We can save a bit of time, because if we look in here, I have this old system that I'm not using anymore, and here we have a machine box with a grate filter on it, and we have a couple of bronze fluid pipes here. I don't know if we have enough of those, but let's just have a look. Why did I place that there? We have 11 bronze fluid pipes. That's not a lot, but let's have a look. Another thing we could technically do, if we're gonna save a bit of space, is move this thing over here to the front, and then we can have... yeah, let's actually do that. We don't have anything in here right now, do we? Nope. Let's move this then. Put it right here. And let's see... does the different faces look any different? No, they don't. Alright, so I guess we're gonna need a hole here. We can put in the machine box. Now, this thing, it has a drain on one of the sides. I don't know which side it actually has the drain on. Let me just quickly see if we can actually wrench it off. There it is. Yeah, let's... I need a crowbar quickly. I should really store my crowbar in here instead, rather than having it in the old... oh, it is right here. Excellent. Perfect. No worries then, no worries. Alright, wrench it to pick it up. put it down right there. Put the drain back in place here. And then we can take... I guess this fluid pipe is the one with the pump on it. Yes, exactly. So let's arrange this. No? Do we have to take this off? And then we might actually have to arrange this one as well in order to, I don't know, maybe put the pump on the bottom. I don't know if we can do that. This is gonna be a bit. Let's see. Let's pick this up again and break this block. That's gonna cost us. So machine box back here with the drain on it. Bronze fluid pipe here. Nope, that's the wrong side. Can I? Nope. Let's see. If we do this and then put the machine box back in place like that, then this one should fill up with water. Can we open the chest if we do that? Yes, we can. Alright, so this one should be filling up with water now, and it should be pumping directly into this thing, provided that it works. And if it doesn't work, well, like that's the thing, because if you look at this one, you can see that it has the grainy sort of thing on all sides. I don't know if it has it on the bottom as well. Can we? Yes, it does. It does have it on the bottom as well. Which suggests that you can't actually attach this stuff to any side or pump water directly into it. So let us instead climb back up and see if we can find some other method of solving this conundrum. Because you can see here the sawmill actually has a side which says water, suggesting that you can pump the water directly into it. But I'm guessing since this one accepts multiple different liquid inputs, it doesn't actually work. So we're gonna have to figure out something different, and that could involve... Let's see, what sort of tanks do we have? Rain tank, digital tank, quantum tank. I think the rain tank here might actually be able to do what we want. It collects rain, but I think you can also pour rain into it, and it has a slot for quickly filling up stuff. The other option we have is the quantum tank, or digital tank here, from GregTech. Stainless steel, computer monitor, and a data orb, which is kind of expensive to make. Data control circuit, which we know how to make, and then another 4 of these, which... These are not too bad, these are pretty simple, but the annoying part is the data control circuit, because you need the iridium reinforced plate, and that means iridium, which we don't have that much of just yet. So we're gonna have to find... I think I might have enough to make one more set of these control things and actually get a digital tank going here. But it just seems like a lot of work for something that could potentially be fixed by the rain tank from Forestry. So let's give this a go and see if we can make that. So we need 6 iron, we need 8 bronze, and we need 2 glass. So let's see here, rain tank, sturdy casing, and there we are. So basically, if we get this thing working, we'll need to have a pipe coming out of it, putting stuff in, and then we'll need to have a pipe going back out and pulling it back out. And then at the same time, we're going to need a pipe coming out of this thing to sort out all the other stuff into a chest. So, but I'm assuming that it'll be enough to put it right here. See, sky obstructed. Yeah, it does need sky access. And I don't want to make sky access right here because, well, we do have a GregTech machine nearby which could blow up. So that's not a good idea. Let us instead try and put it, I don't know. Do I have my laser on me? Yes, I do. Let's see, did I change it to I? Yes. No? O? Mode? Let's see, mining. So if we put this water tank here, and just quickly make a little hole there. Operation is only possible when it's raining. Now this thing, this should be far enough away from the machine that it doesn't blow up. But again, unless it's raining, this thing's actually not going to produce anything, so it might just be a bad idea what I'm having here. It might just be a really bad idea. Bah. Bah. Alright, time for the ultimate temporary solution. Now this is not gonna be pretty at all. But basically, just because it is... Will this even work? That is the question. Will this even work? Like these pipes, they have failed me a lot before. They really have. The pump module is supposed to be able to, you know, pump in from this thing, and it worked for a while. You see, this thing can suck up water, but this thing is not pulling the water out of it. I don't know if it's just because it can't actually interact with the Buildcraft tanks here, but it's not brilliant. It really isn't. You know what? I'm gonna leave this for here. We've had a couple of failed attempts at getting water into this thing. We're gonna have, if we want to make it work, we're gonna have to basically copy this setup here, it appears. Or get the digital tank, and yeah, let's get that digital tank. I'll craft that between episodes, and then next time we'll play with it. So until then, I'm Jerry, this has been GregTech, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye!